I'm about to embark on one of the best journeys of my life. I'm so excited. I can't wait. So I'm about to lock my hair. Yes. I just undid my twists and I'm gonna go wash it. So I look like a crazy person, but I also feel like it looks beautiful. These are the last few moments of me looking at my hair leaves. I loved it. I really did. And I knew that I wasn't gonna get dreadlocks, but I kept on postponing it. Like earlier this year, I promised myself that the next time I go home, I'm gonna get dreadlocks. But then a whole new perspective was like, illuminated recently. It's like dreadlocks make you feel really grounded and connected to yourself, and connected to nature and being part of the whole, and just helps so much in the spiritual journey for those people who anticipated it and for those who didn't. And I'm super excited about that too. That's the one thing I was like, okay, we need to do it very, very soon. And I was thinking I'm gonna pick a nice day to be my lock anniversary, but here we are. Something in me told me that I have to do it now. Yes, I had to do it now. So then immediately I just started taking out my twists. I was planning on keeping them for a while. But yay! I think I'll try to document as much as I can for me, but also for the internet if anyone's interested. Yeah. Look, I'll miss her. I'll miss her so much. But I'm really glad that on graduation day I wore my hair out. So then that is one huge milestone that I can look at and be like, yes, my girls. And taking care of my hair has always been very therapeutic for me. Having my hair in my hands, I don't know, there's something, it seems like I'm tending to myself carefully, you would tend to a baby or a plant that you really like but is fussy. So yeah, that's how I feel about taking care of my hair. People are like, natural hair is so much more good. I'm like, no. It's been my saving grace during really tough times when the only place I would find joy is washing my hair, and I've been I need to feel better, so I'm gonna wash my hair. It's not even dirty, I'm just gonna do it so I feel better. I'm not anticipating that will change. I mean, of course I'll have my hands in my hair less, but it'll still be something that I did, and me tending to my crown. Okay, let's go do this. So I literally just got out of the shower. I'm dripping wet. The hair has been washed, detangled, and deep conditioned multiple times. Moisturizing, deep conditioner, and protein, because my hair is not going to be deep conditioned again in the near future for as long as I'm going to have dreadlocks. And I'm looking now and damn, look at those curls. You see how they're just doing their thing? Literally nothing but water here. That's what happens when you treat your hair good. 4C hair can be beautiful as well. Anyway, I was planning on twisting it tonight. Well, it's still damp and I'm in the momentum already, but I just projectile vomited right now. 5 minutes ago, out of nowhere. For 5 minutes, I was feeling really weird. Weird energy, weird vibes, and then I decided to take deep breaths. And with the deep breaths came my vomit. I'm chewing spearmint chewing gum right now, because when I get rid of all of that, somehow makes me feel better. This is the second time this has happened this week. I'm hoping I'm not secretly pregnant. I watched a video today. This queer couple didn't know they were pregnant until the baby came out. So hoping that's not me. And if that's not it, then what is it? Like, what is my body trying to tell me? What is the universe trying to tell me? I'm listening. Like, come on, speak. Maybe for tonight, it's telling me I've done enough. It's time to sleep. I can get back to this tomorrow. When I'm feeling much better, because I don't want to. Oh, no one's my wave like me. Starting my locks. When feeling, yeah. But it's gone for the most part. So I still have no clue what's going on. But yeah, hair clean, ready to be twisted. I'm so excited. Like, I don't know why I'm whispering now. That's how excited I am. Okay, let's do a real quick texture hover. So at this point, I'm showing you a time lapse of me twisting my hair. I'm also watching Grownish, so you'll see me struggling to part my hair and twisting it and like all the shrinkage and everything. In the spray bottle that you'll see soon, it's just like plain water, and I'm gonna show you a quick clip of like the twisting butter that I use soon. But I think at the end of the day, what's important is not what product you use. It's like how well you take care of your hair. They seem the need to actually share the details of the product. All I did on YouTube was to make sure it was lightweight, and my hair loves this stuff. So here we go. with a snack because I haven't eaten all day. This, my friends, is an elite combination. What you see right here is carrots. What you see right here is hummus. Doesn't matter the flavor, but carrots and hummus, oh my god. God's gift to humanity. You'll thank me for that. Okay, back to it. I'll be back when we're all done. We're done. It's in. I just twisted these at the front, so I'm like clipping them down so they don't curl up in like two little bantu knots. But yeah, the twists are in. I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. One of the reasons why I didn't want to do it for so long, like I always knew that I was gonna get dreadlocks eventually, like always, even since I was a child. But I was like putting it off for so long. Number one, because of the starting stage when it all looks kind of crazy, and I was like, I'm waiting for my hair to get long, so you know, it's not gonna shrink and make me look like this, basically. But here we are. I think this is gonna be an interesting journey into embracing my hair, exactly how it grows out of my head, especially like in this season right now when it's like new and like in the first couple of months and we don't know how that's all gonna look. So yeah, here we are with short dreadlocks as a result of shrinkage. Yeah, final time twisting my hair in quite a bit. It took about 3.5 hours ish, give or take. There's snack time in there and like made myself some really strong like lemon water, probably cold with concentrated lemon juice. So let's see. I'm not into all of it being neat, so part of it, like I wasn't too careful about the parting, you know, the crooked and everything, because I feel like that's the allure of dreadlocks. They're not perfect, like they do whatever they want. So this is already what I signed up for, and I find so much beauty in imperfection. I wish I could explain why, but yeah, imperfection is just so beautiful to me. Like one of the things that I'm really into is crooked teeth. I guess because like my teeth have always been straight, never had braces, nothing. I just don't like sugar, and I got lucky genetics wise. I don't know. I never had a pacifier. I don't know why my teeth are straight. Okay, I wish they weren't, and like my mom's teeth aren't perfect, and like she's super conscious about that, and I'm like, what? That's the thing that makes you beautiful, you know? That's what I think about imperfect teeth. Like, so much beauty in imperfection. Like perfection is scary. So yeah, this is gonna be the beauty of imperfection right on my head. I'm hoping I don't have to redo any twists when like the desire to be perfect comes on me. Just looking at the time, it's 5:27 on August 28th, Saturday, August 28th, 2021. Started my locks. What? I'm gonna look back in a couple of years and be like, that girl really didn't know anything. I'm gonna be like, she was spot on, and I forgot what she was trying to say. But yeah. Also, while I was like twisting my hair, I was watching Grownish. I love that show. Like I rewatched season 1 to 3 in preparation for season 4, and I was like waiting for all season 4 to be out because I hate waiting for episodes. Then I got impatient and we did it, but I'm really glad I did it. They really came for us in season 4. If you looking for a show to watch, if you had second thought, like if you're doubting whether or not to watch Grownish, this is your sign. Do it. I think season 4 episode 4 is like all of my deep emotional wounds into like one episode, like scripted beautifully into one episode. Like that person just like really came for me. And then the next episode, Jazz was in therapy. Like, excuse me. Like, who told you about my life? So yeah, it was I have to admit, it's really hard to see my like adult kids having really positive relationship with their parents. Not even just adult kids, just like kids in general, like teenagers, when you're a toddler, just like it's really difficult for me because it's one of those things that I wish I had, but I didn't. But it made me who I am. I'm trying to accept that, like all of those things, and all of those times I felt so alone, were making me. Yeah. First time I went to a psychic, I was really sad. It was a couple months ago in Seattle, and like the thing is, I felt so alone, like so fucking alone. And like, I know it's not true. Like last night I talked with my brothers and I fucking love them so much. I don't think there's anyone on the planet I love as much as them. And I don't understand. I used to fight so much when we were younger. But like, I know for sure, like my brothers will always be there for me. But I still, wow, and you start crying when talking about this, but I still felt really alone. And to the point of desperation that I was going to this psychic just to explore what is. And again, I think it's another like one of those divine things that have no explanation, because like I walked into her like office, whatever it's called, her space, and like among the first questions she asked me is, "Are you religious?" And I was like, "No." "But you're very spiritual like me, aren't you?" And I was like, "Okay, if you say so." But you know, although she's kind of right, you know. Speaking of her, I did mention earlier that like my gut is like trying to tell me something. My body is expelling something and I don't understand. And I haven't seen her since I left Seattle, which is like 2 months ago. But I texted her. I don't know why I felt that I needed to text her to like ask for like some knowledge, like what the heck is going on with my body. And she said she's gonna do a meditation for me and call me tomorrow. So I'm so excited. But also, the first time I went into her office, like she always does maybe it's part of like her ritual. There's always a meditation part of it. So she has this like separate room with a like really comfortable bed in the middle and like amazing like incense going and like crystals all over. Like, you know, just imagine a beautiful happy space with the greatest energy ever. And then I was meditating and I was feeling so like I went in feeling so alone, yeah. And then she was just like, you know, have an open mind, open your heart to whatever's gonna happen. And I felt this really strong presence of people around me, like a whole community, telling me that I'm not alone, that like I've never been alone and I'll never will be alone, like that they're always watching me. I don't know who they are, but they felt like really present in the room with me. I couldn't see them, but you know how you feel when someone's in the room when you can't see them? Like you always know when someone walks in as much as you're not looking at the door. Or maybe that's me, maybe I'm just intuitive, I don't know. So it felt like very real, and I just keep repeating it to myself over and over again. I'm not alone, never have been, never will be. I've had like other like amazing experiences in her office. I think I went like 2 times, and those 2 times are pretty transformative. Yeah. So there's that one of like my emotional wounds from grownish, season 4, episode 4. But then like the rest, like episode 5 and episode 6 were addressing police brutality. So like episode 5 was like Doug turning a blind eye to like, you know, police brutality, not wanting to share anything online or like to sign petitions or anything or protest, because it's like what difference is it gonna make? And then you see like all these other like black people talking to him about it and being like, someone called him out and told him he was being a bad black person. And I was like, it's a little true. It hurts, but it's a little true right now in this moment. And of course Aaron came through. But then like what I want to talk about is episode 6, and the one immediately after that, another like black person is killed within the same week, which is not a surprise. Like, it happens all the time, and I'm like really deeply empathetic, so it always hurts. Like, I try my best to keep away from all of this, and not in like a Doug sort of way, in a like Dr. Scott and I talked about it kind of where it's healthiest for me, because last summer, so 2021, summer 2020, huge thing happened. Suddenly, finally, since nothing else was going on, the world was finally ready to listen to black people. I didn't like fix all of the problems, but it got the conversation going. Like, this episode would have not happened without it. But yeah, when I was hearing about all of that, I felt like it was like really unfair for me. Like, I felt what the family of the deceased felt. Like, how can I be over here, like happy, smiling, like going on with my life as usual, when someone's life has just been, completely changed, like lifted and like completely turned over. Like, it's never gonna be the same again because of like some dumb decision in a split second, and like it's completely so unfair, and like I feel those feelings coming back all over again. So yeah, it was a struggle, and like I was talking to her about it, and I was like, I'm just so sad because I don't think it's fair for me to not be sad in this moment. To stand in solidarity with those families, and just like mourn the loss of like the beautiful lives. They had like one of the at the end of episode 5, they had like they said remember their names, and then they had all these names of people who have been killed by the police. And I don't know what time frame it was, but I bet it wasn't even like over the past like 100 years, maybe like 40-50 years. And the list just kept going and going and going, and just tears started streaming down my face because of why, but like Dr. Scott told me, like, I'm not helpful to anyone, I'm not of use to anyone, and I'm feeling sad, and there's always some shit going on in the world. I'm trying my best to find a like healthy balance of engaging with it, but not feeling completely like shattered by it, because that's what I felt. I felt like someone had killed my own brother, God forbid, when I heard all these things, Anyway, what was I saying then? Oh yeah, I was explaining why I avoid the news like that. And yeah, not in a Doug way, more in a, well, this is the best for everyone, not just for me, but like for everyone around me, and like for the world in general, for me not to feel like that, so that I can be helpful. Because like grief and pain can be debilitating, and you're like, well, there's nothing I can do right now, and that's not the attitude we want. There's always something we can do. Freedom has never been given freely. We always have to fight for it. And is it MLK who said that violence or protests is the voice of the unheard? It's like how the people who've not been listened to and have not been heard in society have like expressed their opinions, and like, hey, pay attention to us and what we're doing. Like, it sucks that we have to burn shit down for people to listen, but like, if it's the only way that's going to get people to listen, like, what can we do? We want to be listened to. And we is just like so many people, so many groups, just like not even just like being just a black person, the intersectionality of being a woman and a black person is, yeah, that specific group of people needs to be heard. We're gonna talk about that some other time. But anyway, episode 6 was they were confronting that white friend Nomi. Nomi is like Jewish, and like she's bisexual. I've had problems with her, like, over time, as like the seasons have gone on and the episodes. I mean, maybe she's a little bit lacking in character development, but she always brings such a like unique and needed perspective. Yeah, she also got a baby in college, so there's that. But the one thing that I can't get over, and like I have never understood, and like thank God for like grownish for portraying this, is the stigma towards bisexual men. Like what? Like Nomi herself is bisexual, and she broke up with this like super amazing guy, like a really amazing, treated her right, was kind, was thoughtful, like the whole thing, like whole. I'm not saying it was perfect, but you know, someone who you would want to be willing to build a future with. But she broke up with him because he was bisexual, and she kept on saying that she couldn't get over the like in her head the picture was like him kissing a dude, and like every dude that he saw, he was like thinking about him sexually. And I was like, girl, are you even listening to yourself right now? You're bisexual. Like, do you look at every woman like that? And like, is it a double standard to expect him to be okay with your bisexuality, but you know, like his bisexuality being a deal breaker? I don't understand that. And it's not just like in grownish, it's like a thing that happens. Love is Blind, this one dude, I don't remember his name. I mean, I don't like how he went about it. He was like super defensive about it, but he has reasons to be defensive. Like the dude who was bisexual, and then when he finally like told, what's this girl's name? She's such a character, I don't remember. And then they had this like screaming match at the pool, and then like she threw their engagement ring in their like pool or whatever. I wonder who retrieved that ring, because like during one of the reunions the ring came back up, and that's at the point. So that's one of my problems with Naomi, like something I really don't understand about the world in general. But on the other hand, like in this episode, she also brought up this whole thing about like looting, and like why are they doing that, and like calling black people those people. And she was like, you know, I don't know, like I think it came from a good place, but then once Zoe and Jazz. Zoe's played by Yara Shahidi, and Jazz is played by, gosh, what's her name? R&B duo, her and her sister, who look like twins, but they really aren't twins. I'm gonna put her name right here. I cannot remember her right now for the life of me. But like those girls, beautiful, like breathtakingly beautiful. Damn. Not gonna lie, I have a crush on Yara. Like I don't think it's ever gonna go away. Yara Shahidi is the bomb. We're not going to go there. But in this episode, they're telling Nomi, which I think is a beautiful name, how some of her thoughts are racist thinking, and then she becomes super defensive about it, and like, you're attacking my character and all these things, and they're trying to talk to her and tell her like, in general, like the gist of it was, this is not about you. Like making it about you and not the problem right now is the problem. Exactly. Like you don't care about the actual issue, you care about how the actual issue makes you feel, and it really isn't about your feelings. And like, you know how it's a white woman thing, that's what they were trying to portray. I don't think like Naomi does this in her like real life. I'm not sure what her like real life name is anyway, but it's an experience I've had with one of my really like former really close friends. It was like an amazing friendship. It was like we met and then boom, we were like close, talking to each other all the time, could spend forever with each other. It never happens like a lot. I'm like grateful that I've had people like that in my life, but like towards the end of it, I'm coming to be okay with knowing that people are in your life for a season. Sometimes it doesn't last forever, but like I'm just saying, it was a beautiful friendship while it lasted. But towards the end of it, in addition to like a lot of other issues we were having, I told her that she was tone policing me when we were like talking about the conflict, and then it just blew up. Like out of nowhere, she became super defensive and like she became super angry and the whole thing. And I was very confused, and I like, obviously, because I'm an empath, I started feeling guilty for making her feel like that. When I'm like, wait a second, I'm just telling you how you made me feel, but now you're making me feel guilty for how me telling you how you harmed me made you feel. Like it's some convoluted shit that relationships are a lot of work. Yeah, and like all the other issues like came to a standstill, and that became the only issue. And I don't think she sees it till today. She's not white, but she's Asian, and like I talked about it with Dr. Scott. I don't have enough praises for that woman, like, to be completely honest. She's the first motherly figure I've ever had, like pure motherly figure I've ever had. Like what your mom is supposed to be, and like what other people's moms are to them. But like, again, no shade to my mom. She did what she knew was best with what she knew, and like she had all these emotional wounds that she didn't know about, and like she unconsciously passed them on to me. Hopefully not to my brothers, but we'll get them into therapy too, just in case. So yeah, I told her about the incident, and then when I told her about the specific, like me telling her she's tone policing me, because it's a thing that happens to Black women. Like we tell you something, and the thing is valid, but instead of listening to what we're telling you, you start, like, your attention shifts towards how we said it, but that's not the point. The point is what we're telling you. And it just, like, shifts the narrative from the actual issue to some bullshit. Like, to your, white fragility. I mean, white fragility is, like, white, but also Dr. Scott told me that proximity to whiteness also makes some other people have some white behaviors, like ingrained racism. Like we have all lived. I mean, I'm lucky that I didn't grow up in that world, but I knew it existed out there. Like since coming here, and just like taking all of it in like a short span of time. So like we all live in this society, and just because we live in this system, like people have all these ideas ingrained in them. I'm not demonizing them. The thing is, it's not about your fucking feelings, and like that one specifically hit home. I hope one day somehow she gets to confront this, because it's important. It's important that, yeah, we talk about that. Talk about changing the narrative to center feelings instead of actually listening to how you harmed me, not how you harmed me, but like what I'm saying, like the like actual point that I'm trying to get to. So yeah, even I didn't believe him. Dr. Scott said it. I was like, no, she can't be. She's Asian, but it's not her fault. It's the system's fault. Her fault is refusing to see that and refusing to educate herself and like move on. I'm not saying if she doesn't do it in her lifetime, it's gonna be a disservice. But also, we're like in our early 20s, we're still learning. So I have faith. I have faith in her. And like all the other people, I think it's rooted in goodwill and like being offended that your character is being attacked. And like I think of myself in this ways, and I would never, be actively racist towards someone. So then it hurts when someone tells you that you are, which is always a good sign. So in conclusion, I am gonna require all of my friends who are not Black from this point onwards to watch the episode. I mean, it's good to watch as a standalone episode. They can use my Hulu. I don't care. But if you don't watch it, that's a deal breaker. You're gonna watch it, and we're gonna talk about it. And then we're gonna talk about the future of this friendship. Okay? Otherwise, I'm not getting into one of those situations again. Yeah. Got my locks. Talked about my love for Grownish and Yara Shahidi. And I'm gonna end it right there.